Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I want to tell you a little bit about the potential of the digital euro for the industry. But before we start, just a quick overview where we are, who we are. I'm working for Targens. Targens is a consulting company which is in a few areas working. So the integrated bank management, trading, financial markets. So that's more or less the classical part. And we also have the part compliance solutions where we have all this regulatory things. So we have a software product here, or a software suite, which is called Smaragd. And we have the part which is called digital finance. And in digital finance, we have different focus. So we have the AI, the artificial intelligence focus, and we have the blockchain DLT focus. And we did a lot of use cases within the blockchain part in the past, and we figured out that there are a lot of things we have to solve before this can go to a productive way. And we said, okay, there are two main parts we are focusing at the moment, and the one thing is the thing identity. So we are working on a identity solution, and this identity solution will help in the B2B sector to give the identity to companies to work in that digital decentralized ecosystems. And the other thing is that the digital euro, the digital money, and today I will talk a little bit about that. So what are the challenges for the industry actually? So one is the product and process innovation. You have to bring your products forward. So that's not a big deal. What the industry is facing is classical monitoring, control, optimization of processes, autonomy of processes, and especially the last two parts are important. And I think that DLT can help here very, very well. Think about the value change or autonomous driving or fueling, supply chain management. These are the things behind that. On the other hand, it's system utilization of the control. So what does it mean? We optimize the system and that it's really used very well. And this is a huge thing for the industry, so that their systems or that their machines are used in a wide way, so that every minute is used very well. And therefore, there are a lot of requirements. There are services which try to figure out how the machine is used and how they can change these things in a proper way. And one thing is also to have a product as a service. Yeah, so these are new ways to bring the product to their customers. And to bring these services in a new financial way to the customer. So here it starts that not only the industry part itself will be part of the product. It also is the thing that financial services are part of the product the industry is bringing to their customers. And why are they doing that? Yeah, one thing is that sales financing starts to be a very important part. That they try to figure out how they can bring their services to their customers and help them to finance the machines and so on. and to minimize the risk for both sides, for the customer on one hand, because he maybe only pays if he uses the machine, and on the other hand, for the supplier or the manufacturer, when they bring their machines to their customers, so they have customers at least. And one other thing is that the operator models are changing. So in the past, it was so that the manufacturer sells the machines to their customers, and then they had the machines. But in the future, it's more that the manufacturer also provides the operation model behind that. Think about in the mobility area, at the beginning, they sold cars for driving, and now they are mobility provider. So the operation model changes over time, and it's also you can also see that in the industry for machines and so on. And what's new for all that is that the industrial services are on a platform, so that you split up whole machine parks into different areas, and you provide your specific knowledge or where are you best. For example, you bring a machine which is perfect in drilling or sawing or grinding, whatever, and these few or different things will be matched on a platform, and there will be an agent which is bringing these services together, so that you can automatically build whole value chains on that platforms in the future. So, but all these things which is done in the industry for itself, maybe. Will lead also to other questions. So more the financing way, what happens. So you have to ask yourself if all the legal and regulatory requirements are fulfilled. Also the things about the compliance in that area. You have to fulfill the KYC processes, and if you want to have, and I think this is really key in that area, if you want to have a full digital business process, and I think this is the real challenge, not to have that split up into a paper process at the beginning for contracting and so on. So you want to have a real fully digital business, then you also will need qualified electronic signature, and all these things. You have to fulfill if you're doing something in the industry and you build up a whole ecosystem on a DLT or in a decentralized platform, and they have to fulfill that. So what has this to do with payment? So for all these things you're doing, you will have to have a payment solution inside that use cases. The big question is how can we bring these things to that? So if you have a decentralized platform, you can do the onboarding by yourself. You can do the whole business process itself by yourself. You can do the automation by yourself and so on. But what you can do is that you bring a digital euro to that kind of platform, because therefore you only have a representation of the euro at the moment. You can use on one hand side you could use a cryptocurrency for that, but if you're working in the B2B context, and I'm focusing here on the B2B context, you will need the euro or a fiat currency for that. So, and here we need a few things to have in that area. So we want to have in our use cases delivery versus payment. So at least the logging of delivery versus payment in the DLT used by the application. So we are talking about the protocol in that area. And we want to have the programmability of that in the optimization, process optimization. We want to have to speed up these processes. And one very important thing is the fraud prevention. And all these things lead to new business models. And which are the areas of these applications? So the classical way, and I think this is the most used way, because I don't think that there will be a revolution at the beginning. There will be an evolution of the business models in the industry. So the first thing is to pay the invoices. But as far as we go to the next level, then we come up with pay per X models. So pay per use, pay per earn, pay per goal, and so on. This is a really interesting new possibility we can have in this kind of use cases. And then we can think about settlement. So if two parties are doing business together, then they can have the settlement in that DLT. But be careful, you have to pay the taxes as well. Store of value is not that interesting in the B2B focus for programmable money. So, and when we are talking about that, we are talking about a network, and inside this network we have this euro token in some way, and we have the smart contract for all these processes. But how to bring the euro into that network? And normally it's like that. You have at the moment someone who provides that. That can be a bank, or that can be a payment service provider, or so on. And this will be, or this institution will do the exchange from the euro to the digital representation of the euro in the token, and the token will be part of that network. But what you can see here is that there is one institution, one intermediary, which is providing that token into that network. And so you have an intermediary at that point. And the future will not be, in my perspective, not be this model. It will be more that model, that there are a lot of banks or financial institutions which can provide their token into that network and can be used in that network for making all the things. And I think so we need a kind of multi-banking support. And at the moment, I think this can be handled by commercial bank money, not very well. But the future, I guess, will be the central bank money, because of all its good possibilities. So, and you also have other questions you have to ask yourself in the use case, because the real, or to use the application, you wanna ask yourself, is this payment solution I'm using the right for my use case? And then you have to answer yourself a few questions. Is the real-time value date of the payment required, or is the real-time confirmation and execution of the payment sufficient? Does my network work with different currencies? That's a very important thing. So not only euro, it can be Schweizer Franken or US dollar, and so on. And maybe I already told, netting is that required for my use case. So the big thing is we do not have that solution yet, the CDBC for all that use cases, but we have the use cases.
I have to we have to proceed. If you could please wrap up in one sentence.
So, okay, one sentence, thank you very much. I think we need solutions right now to fulfill all these requirements, because if we do not fulfill these requirements and we do not have the use cases, then we will not get the digital euro at all, because without use cases, we do not get these possibilities. And therefore, we as Targens have a solution at the moment, a ready-to-use solutions called DLT to Pay, which helps on one side banks, and on the other side the networks to have an interface between these things and to help them to solve these possibilities. Thank you very much.